Maybe you're thinking that you're ready to work for yourself and no longer worry about the corporate job, or maybe you've just left the military or thinking of leaving the military. Maybe you're even coming from another country and you need to have a good business. Maybe you're in a situation where you have bills to pay and kids to take care of, or a household and car payments, etc. And you're just not in that position where you can live on your friend's couch for the next year and a half or move back in with mom and dad. Then acquiring an existing business is a really great option for you. And a lot of people do it and find incredible success in doing so, especially when you've done the right research and preparation. This is Brian Stevens with the Thinking Outside the Boss series from BuyBizUSA.com. And this is Find the Right Business for You. So what I'm going to suggest, and this is really applying now for, as an example, we found a website that's great for Florida-based businesses. And I'm going to share with you getting on to the BuyBizUSA website, or you can type in BuyBizFL.com, and I'm going to show you what you might find and how you might do a quick search to find some businesses that are a good fit for you. So here I've typed in directly the BuyBizFL.com, and it's going to come up to a search for businesses in the state of Florida. Let's say you want to pick a couple of different counties. Maybe you want to be in the Tampa Bay area. And that's where I am recording this today from, is Hillsborough. And you might say, but I also will look at a little bit south of there into the Manatee County and perhaps around the edges of Pinellas, Pasco, etc. Now you might also say, I'm not really sure what business I want. I'm kind of open. I could do a variety of different things. I'm a pretty sharp individual. Let's go to the advanced search options. Click on advanced search options, and you're going to open this up to a whole bunch more. Now you might say down payment. I don't have a ton of money, but I have some money in a 401k, and I know this program. And by the way, if you use the program, make sure you go through it, that you can take out money from your 401k or IRA and not pay penalties and taxes, and use that as a down payment for acquiring an existing business. Let's say $100,000 is sort of the top end of where you want to go with that. And by the way, always make sure you have plenty of working capital and extra money beyond that. Don't stretch yourself to the means we've got nothing left over. And let's say you also realize that businesses that have good tax returns or profit and loss statements are general best represented versus things like annualized, owner approved, estimate from the owner, etc. Realize that there's a lot of representation of businesses. A lot of people are claiming this and that and the other regarding their businesses, but not all of them have the representation that makes a good acquisition, especially if you're not familiar with the industry, especially if you want to minimize risk. The other thing that I kind of like are lender pre-qualified. Remember, you had that $100,000 down payment you're going to make, and it could be 50, it could be 10, who knows what it's going to be. But generally, the SBA lenders will get you a business where you could put in 20% down. So 100,000, 20% of that being 20% would be a $500,000 business. Could be a kind of exciting business, and in some cases, the banks will allow that to represent 10 or 15% of the business. Sometimes you get the seller to help out on the process as well. Again, we'll save that for a different series, but let's go take a look at some of the businesses that might show up on the internet that are should be making, and let me go back and say that we definitely have. Now, as you go through the list, remember we didn't choose a particular industry to stay with, keeping kind of open to the options. You can see there's a variety of businesses, and some you might look at and say, well, I wonder if I have the licensing for this. Maybe that seems too complicated. You might look at restaurants and say, well, actually, pizza shops did pretty good even during the coronavirus era in many, many cases. But you might sort of say, I'm just not so sure I want to be in those industries, but I would like to learn more about whatever business. Here's a security guard business as an example. So you can click on for more details on that, and it'll open up and hopefully give you some information, right? And then it shows you the details. So it's seeing, what the sales are, what the business price is being asked, 400,000. This is actually through one of our other fellow brokers in our community of the Business Brokers of Florida. And you can find out that you want to find more information about this business. You want to see more details. There's a button here you can click on that give you more details. So here, based on last year's 2020 figures, the P&L statement looks like that. The tax returns for the last 2 years look like this. And you can sort of tell more details about the business, but you might sort of say have an agent contact you and click on there, and then you would type in the name, your address, etc. Type in the code, send it off, and you'll get a package on the internet that says, here's a non-disclosure for the business. Excited to hear that you're interested in this business, and we can help you with it. Okay, anyway, hopefully that's a good summary for you in terms of looking at stuff without getting into too many details. If you have other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Again, this is Brian Stevens with the Thinking Outside the Boss series, and Find the Right Business for You is this particular channel that we're working on today. There's a lot of other things that go into properly checking things out for yourself, but I want to keep this short and sweet, give you a little different ideas. If you have other questions, or you'd like to know more, or you have some comments, or even ideas you'd like us to share, reach out to us. You can find my contact information at BuyBizUSA, or type or call us at 833-BUYBIZ1. Take care. Bye-bye. Make great things happen.